There we go. They should be.
I got way too much energy this afternoon.
Now.
An energy drink. Hello.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
This is tired. I'm just insane. Insane
in the membrane.
Welcome back, everyone. To our Sunday D&D fun shit.
Wait. Is voice mod working? Hold on.
Is it?
I can do it. Is voice mod working? Hold on. Let's see. Voice mod, please! Please!
If that wasn't voice mod saying "beg daddy," like I don't know what it was.
Voice mod is frozen. No! I want to do the monster truck rally voice. See, even chat knows what I'm trying to do, but voice mod won't swap.
I'm gonna laugh later. It's gonna start spamming that as. Oh god.
Penis.
He's gonna be doing that at the worst moment, at the worst traumatic Taz moment.
Professionals.
I keep forgetting it's Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday. Nah, just kidding. It's actually Wednesday, guys. We've gone into a time loop.
We went into a time skip.
Yeah, we went to a time skip. It's actually Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, my guy.
Nah, it's not Sunday. It's Wednesday.
We do have too much energy.
I don't have any energy. I'm
gonna let y'all just roll up. Like, are we gonna go back to where we spend the first 30 minutes of y'all just like fucking around?
It was like a fucking hour.
I know.
I sat here that entire time. I was like,
be like, okay, guys, let's.
And then something else stupid would happen, and we get sidetracked.
What gets me,
ADHD.
And here's the thing: I have no issues with it. I have no issues with it whatsoever. But the thing that gets me is like I have come across DMs who are like, it's so disrespectful. I was like, bruv, these people haven't seen each other in a fucking week.
Right.
Give them 30 minutes. Give them an hour. Like prep that. If you're not gonna be there, like you have a set time, tell them to be there early and that you're gonna arrive like an hour later so that they have the time to get that going. Yeah, like if you get a group of people together and they fully function perfectly, they've either been in the Marines for too fucking long, or they don't like each other and they're just doing this because they want to play D&D.
But also sometimes this is like
anyone here play D&D.
This is like the maximum of our social interaction for the week.
That's pretty much.
Like get it all, yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't mind if y'all take 30 minutes to an hour to fuck around if y'all are all enjoying yourselves. But like there are times where it's a set schedule and it's like, hey guys, if you want to talk and hang, get in there early and then we can go ahead and do what we gotta do. But like we know that like we have a time frame. All right, so are y'all good? Have y'all worked it out your systems?
I got it all out.
Come here, sweet cheeks. Come here, milk.
Now tell me, do you feel gay or straight?
Why are you surprised?
Aaron,
why are you surprised? This happens literally every week.
This is why our DM breaks us.
I'm so happy I have to give some sort of emotional spectrum to this whole thing. You know what? Demon. Demon, do you know Heavenly?
Huh?
Do you know the Heavenly Father?
talking about Jeebus?
No. He is a VTuber who started off as just a YouTuber. He is a Russian Badger.
Sounds familiar, but also doesn't at the same time.
So Heavenly and one other guy. There's a guy who has a Heavenly has a soundboard. It's the same energy. Also sound very similar, but I'm gonna put that inside the point.
Brother, this guy
stinks!
Ow!
Is it fun, guys?
What are you talking about?
Every time you send a little emote,
Take 1d6 damage.
Oh my god.
So anyway, about the campaign. This is why I'm not allowed to have a soundboard. It's too much power.
mhm.
We're on a time schedule, DM. Stop getting distracted.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god, I can't. I don't know how much more convulsing my body can take right
Y'all are a fucking mess.
I just realized that. You've had how many
Oh my
sessions
God.
of this? I did not recall on multiple occasions.
My stomach hurts.
So anyway, last
Yes.
time on
my
D&D.
stomach in my face.
Last time
All right.
on Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Nobody do it.
What? Click another one?
Oh my god.
Stop. Stop.
I literally cannot anymore until you unless you want me to piss myself. Because Jesus Christ.
There needs to be a piss dragon sound one. Little piss dragon, little piss dragon, little piss.
You're
Just take a
pissing.
voice
Are
clip.
you live right now?
Huh? Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
We've
all
been
right.
live.
I just-
Me pissing.
It's not me. It's not me, chat.
Christian says hi everyone.
Hi.
What a
Hi,
Christian.
Christian.
Strapping as always.
All right. So, noting that my entire D&D crew is smooth brains. Last time on D&D, we had you guys all essentially run into redcaps who were cleaning your ship, which made a lot of you uncomfortable. That was fun.
Because they're red
You guys also realized that it was Doc who had taken care of you most of the way with the help from Underhill and those redcaps while you were spending 3 days
40%.
3 days.
essentially going ahead and going through the wedding. From there, when you woke up, you arrived at the shoreline. Gragnar arriving first because he literally decided to float out to get the egg, the emerald egg, or the ruby egg. I'm sorry. And as you were all discussing what to do with it, it hatched by rotating really quickly in its egg and then falling over, breaking, allowing for shatters of ruby to spread across the ground, and a small spiderling appeared. And then the small spiderling seemed to shift its appearance into that of a small child with features similar to Fran, similar to Seraphina, and similar to Drow. On top of that, it reached into your minds, Fran, Seraphina, and Ragnar, in order to try to understand the world. Now,
And I immediately shut that off.
Yep.
yeah, Fran and Seraphina have gone with the idea that reaching into people's minds without their permission is not allowed. Specifically stating we do not go through doors without permission. When this child reached into Gragnar's mind, they asked permission because the way that they communicate is this way. So when they reach into Gragnar's mind because he gave permission, they found the moment that Gragnar was literally kind of dissing the gods as a whole, stating we met a few gods who were cool, but most of them are dicks, to summarize. And then proceeds to pull back from that moment. They are currently on the back of Fran, kind of squealing. It's not really like a normal noise that like a person would make. It's very much like a noise of high vibration. Yes and no. Yes and no. It's like a semi projection into your mind, but semi sound of like.
Oh wait, didn't we say it was like Perry the Platypus noises?
Yeah.
So she is making that noise, but in other cases she's making other noises as well, like clicks and things like that are very obviously mouth noises that a human mouth couldn't make. She is, yeah, like creature noises.
Little purrs.
But she is currently on Fran's back. And Fran, you can tell that it's more like spider walk than her hanging on. Like you feel where her hands are. But also, like I explained to you guys, she is very much taking the form that best fits what y'all see of her. She wants to look like the people she perceives as her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, our little terrorist. Oh.
And
forgot to mention that what her meaning of her hatching means.
Oh yeah, the meaning of her hatching is that she is an omen of war, of destruction. Which the drow in this area worship a deity that above ground is called Lolth, but a below ground is called Arachne. And you guys have used the term interchangeably, and you haven't really been corrected. But like above ground, they would call this goddess Lolth. Below ground, they call her Arachne. And that is their best use of the word, directly changing it from the drow word to common. So what you have is like what the other churches deem their deity, and then you have what they directly translate it to, which is like Spider Mother, Arachne. And as you have all talked, you're now being led to the private chapel of the governess. She has stated that she would like to discuss this with her goddess in a way as to allow for some communication.
Mm-hmm.
And you all arrive in this large underground, almost cavern, with pillars that straight up, but these pillars are more like stalactites and stalagmites than anything else. They're not carved, they are just there. And they reach up into this pitch blackness. And then there is a statue of Arachne, and you recognize this statue as being very similar to the entity you met before when you took the drinks. But she has one head looking up, one head looking down. She has arms up as if praising the sky. She has arms in a prayer stance. And then she has two arms, one directly in front of her face with her pinky in the air and her thumb facing her face, and the other with a similar stance directly underneath it. In this stance, with these arms, there is water that is dripping from that pitch blackness, hitting the hands, and then dripping onto the hand below into a basin of sorts. Carved directly out of the ground, it seems, is this stone basin that is jagged and filled with a reddish a liquid that seems to be dripping from the sky. It is about 2.5 feet wide and probably about a foot deep basin that just sits there collecting this liquid. And it never, no matter how many drops, and it's very slow dripping, but no matter how many drops fall into this basin, it never seems to overflow. The governess walks into this room, and she immediately takes off her shoes. She proceeds to set them to the side, and she looks at all of you, if you may.
I do the same.
Ron kicks off his shoes with his own feet
don't wear
because
shoes.
he's holding the child and just kind of slides them to the side.
Wait, my
I don't
shoes
wear
are essentially connected to my pants.
Ron just
Gotta
looks
take your
over at
pants
you.
off.
You are wearing boots that overlay your pants, all right?
Or, okay. I'm just
Sam's
back
gonna-
I'm like, wait a minute.
Shucks.
Sham's gonna kick off her shoe.
Okay.
Single-
Again, you are in the Night Valley. As you take off your shoes,
Hang on, I'm sorry, but I'm just imagining like Ragnar walks in, he's like, "What are shoes?" And then like Ron's like, "Oh, I got you. Let me like pull off my shoes, put them to the side over here."
Those aren't your fucking feet.
And then Seraphina's just like, "Wait, are mine attached to me? No, I'm good. I can take these off." And then Sam just kicks a single shoe off, so it's just like an amalgamation of what the fuck is going on in this corner of shoes.
as
For flavor text, I'd like Ragnar to have little light up sneakers.
Oh my god.
No, he has
As
like
you-
he has
as-
those
even
strapped
better.
ones
Hold
from
on.
Hercules.
I was literally thinking about that.
Okay, I'm sorry,
as
Dia.
you enter the temple, Garum takes off his shoe as well, sets it beside Sam,
Oh my god,
He wears
twinsies.
and proceeds to stand there as the governess then says, "One moment." She approaches this statue, which as you begin to walk forward, you realize just how large this statue is. Okay. Because there is no lighting, and yet the only thing you can see is this statue. It's almost as if itself is giving off a faint light. It is, as the governess walks up, you realize that it is approximately just the lower abdomen is probably about 3 stories tall.
Holy shit.
Because again, she is Arachne looks a lot like a giant drider, which is a half woman, half spider.
Mhm.
As you walk, as the governess walks forward, she walks to the basin, and she takes some of this liquid, and she drinks. She drinks some of it, and then she proceeds to dribble some of it on her head. She then holds the side of the basin and takes a knee. And you can hear her praying, mumbling to herself in the drow tongue. Does anyone here understand Sylvan, Elvish,
I understand.
I do.
and or
Elvish.
Undercommon?
I speak Undercommon.
I think
Speak
I speak
Elvish.
2 of those. Let me check. Hang on. I should probably have my character sheet open. You know, it's kind of important.
Nah, you don't need that. Just memorize all that. It's
Just
fine.
memorize it. It's fine.
I know Elvish and I know key phrases in Undercommon or Underdark.
All right. So, for every language that you understand, roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier to it.
D20 in intelligence.
Yep. For every
Ooh.
one of those 3 languages you know.
Well, that's a
What were the 3
5.
languages? I already forgot.
So
So it was Undercommon.
It was
Sylvan, and...
In Elvish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a
I
5.
understand.
you said with your wisdom modifier?
Intelligence.
Your intelligence.
Oh.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
So
10.
19 on Elvish and then 4 on Underdark. Or
Okay.
Undercover.
So for Seraphina, you hear 1 or 2 words, such as prayer, but it's not correct. You only know it says prayer because like 2 out of 3 syllables make you think of it. Like your reaction to hearing the word is prayer. Gragnar, you hear something along the lines of praise be, speak to me. And Fran, you hear quite a bit, but because again these are 3 different languages that seem to come from the same place. Like in this world, Undercommon, Elvish, and both come from Sylvan, and Sylvan comes from an older language. And you are making out essentially, I pray to thine to come speak to me. And even that is you presuming, basically based on like hearing words and context clues. I pray to thine, speak to me, come to me as I bring your child of war forward. And as she says this, the basin overflows. And a path of this reddish liquid flows directly down past the governess to your feet. And y'all hear a voice. Step forward.
Like all of us all at once, or?
Fran steps forward cautiously.
I also step forward.
Are we all stepping forward?
Well, Garum is hobbling forward, but yeah.
Garum takes your hand in his and nods.
Okay, and then we'll go.
Is it like a fucking water slide, or is it just like a pathway?
As you step forward, you begin to realize that this doesn't feel like a true liquid. It feels like it's sticking to the bottom of your feet.
Ew.
And the color of it becomes a dark red ember with a slight glow. You begin to walk and you realize that as you take steps, the room changes. The red that you're stepping upon slowly becomes like that of glistening red tiles. And the stickiness begins to fade ever so slightly, but it's still there. The pitch black floor outside of this becomes that of black ember stone. And as you step forward, the statue before you becomes more elegant, more defined. There's bits of gold trim around the abdomen, a black leather necklace around its throat, and the hands begin to move to the side, striking up as praise, out, stretch, and downward.
Okay, sorry, my fucking internet went
in
out.
front of her. All three sets of arms now move almost in a rhythmic manner in rotations. And you can see slight silver threads connected to the fingers as the space around you defines itself more. The stalactites and stalagmites soon become great black and white pillars reaching to the sky, and as you look up, the black abyss fades into a gray fog. And inside your heads, you hear a cold demeanor with a slight bloodlust in it. Where is my child?
And Fran's gonna step forward with the child on his back.
And I'm going to step forward with you.
There is a moment of silence as the rest of the statue has been still up to this point. But as it leans forward, its eyes, no longer made of stone, they are white in its entirety. The hair that was stone moves as if There is nothing holding it, and it turns into a black center at the roots that fades into a pure white thread that reaches out behind her, almost like a halo or wings of divinity. She leans forward, all sets of hands reaching down, the palm of which dwarfs your size as she reaches and touches the ground, but there is no shake, there is no thunder from her weight. She ever so lightly touches the ground as with all six as she leans forward, and the bottom two hands reach out to you. What is her name?
Lynette.
The hands reach out, and as you do so, you hear a voice in your head from Lynette. Who?
This is... How do I describe this to a child? Oh, geez.
What are they asking?
What is the first thought that hits your mind when they ask who?
This is your real mother.
Fran, what is the first thought when you hear Lynette's voice in your head say who? What is the first thought that crosses your mind?
This is your family.
She hears from Fran, this is your family. She hears from Serafina, this is your real mother. And then when she hears family, she's calm. But when she hears real mother, there's a bit of a scraping against your brains. All of you. A bit of like nails on a chalkboard scratching away as if trying to figure something out. She seems discomforted by the idea. And as she sits there thinking about it, Arachne reaches out with a single finger and brushes her hair back, making contact with the child. And as this happens, there is an immediate reaction. All of you see the moment Ragnar had in his mind that she saw. All of you see that with that moment of contact, there's an instant recognition of this entity being something far above. And then as she is scurrying in her own mind to figure out words, she reaches into your minds as if reaching out for comfort, for protection, for understanding. And she finds God, she finds deity, she finds entities, she finds bastards, she finds death, she finds protection, she finds life.
As she's having this meltdown, can I attempt to reach out to her?
Make a wisdom save.
Can I help with that?
Yes, with advantage. Ragnar.
Both of us advantage or just from?
Yes, just whoever's making it, make it with advantage.
You should do it,
Okay,
Serafina.
so that's a 16.
Sam,
and-
Ragnar,
yeah, 16.
you are feeling this scratch in your mind. Sam, this is your first time. Ragnar, this is similar, but way more visceral. I need you two to do me a favor. I need you to make a wisdom save to calm both yourselves and her separately.
Oh, I'm terrible at those.
So
And
make
Garum-
so make two separate wisdom saves.
Yes, Garum
Okay.
is
The fuck?
crippled. He is crippled in this moment. You see him, Sam, kind of sit there, his eyes kind of stare off as if it is something is scratching at him as well. And he's going to try to make a wisdom save as well.
I rolled a 17 and a 2.
Yeah, I rolled
Garum,
a 16.
Garum drops catatonic. He rolled a nat 1.
Oh fuck. Hold on one
Okay.
sec.
This
I
is not taking
have
damage.
I have a 16 for mine, and then hold on. And that's I have a 16 and a 9.
Okay. So 16 is yours. The 9 is you trying to help the child. Serafina, what did you roll?
A 16.
16. Ragnar, what did you roll?
A 17 and then a 2.
Okay. So 17 is for you to be calm. 2 is trying to keep them calm and out of your head. Ragnar, you are calm, but it feels like someone has reached into your skull and is scurrying, trying to run away from something, reaching in, almost like burying into your mind. It hurts, but you're able to keep yourself calm enough to stick around. Sam, it's very similar. It's not nearly as visceral, but you are keeping yourself together. You turn as you see Garum drop. He falls on his knees and then face first to the ground. Serafina and Fran, you two holding your hands together, try your best to keep her calm. Your focus is on her, and in doing so, with all the 16s, you have to keep yourselves calm, and then you have your guys' role with the 2 failed rolls to keep her calm. She is scared. She is holding on to you, and what she does is she lashes outward. Again, this is a child who knows nothing of the world, and as she does, you watch as the finger of a goddess is shredded.
Oh.
Almost as if threads cut through. It cuts through her pointer finger, which she used to brush the hair away, and gets to the very stub of the hand and begins to rip away at her hand, shredding her into a mist. This cry of psychic and divine energy calls out, and you all feel it. But she doesn't slice you. She instead creates a barrier of protection. She's scared. She's holding onto your back, friend, and you hear in her mind, God's bastards, God's evil, God's hurt mommy, God's
Fran is
hurt
going
daddy,
to
God's hurt family.
Fran is going to immediately say, not all of them. There are good gods. We've met
This one.
good gods.
This one is fine.
Not mommy, not my mother, not my protector.
And
That's
Fran,
okay.
is Fran able to like physically like cradle them right now?
You can pull them off your back and physically cradle them.
So Fran will do that and hold them to his chest, and then like pull Serafina's hand closer to them so that they feel a warmth and almost their own kind of barrier of both Serafina and Fran comforting and surrounding them.
What is everyone feeling right now?
Concerned.
Concern. Slight regret for saying it's her mom.
Sam, Ragnar, what is your thoughts right now?
Concerned and confused. Could I also like be helping Garum like up off the floor right now?
He is unconscious. He's catatonic right now. You can help him by setting him out basically more comfortably because he fell to his knees and forward with his ass up. So like you can lay him out to be more comforted.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. Poor bastard.
Yeah.
He's gotten so much shit lately.
He's fine.
This is such a week for him. Ragnar, what are your thoughts? What are the thoughts that cross your mind?
How the fuck did this thing come out of rock?
I mean, honestly.
As you all sit there and these thoughts cross your mind, you hear those thoughts. All of you hear each other's thoughts in this moment.
Oh, shit.
It's almost as if the idea, the barrier that would keep you from sharing this, it doesn't feel like a wall that you've had. Like when your mind works, normally like it takes extra to reach out to people, right? It takes extra for psychic, it takes extra for psionic abilities. But in this case, it's almost as if the very barriers that keep you separate have been removed.
Uh-oh.
No, we don't need to be in Ragnar's mind.
And Arachne pulls back the stub of her arm, not in agony or pain, but she looks at it And there is a smile across her face, an uneasy grin, as she then sheds herself.
Oh.
As if a arachnid peeling its skin away. The line that appears from her center of her face down her body spreads out. And a woman with black hair, again, reaching down and out, almost like threads hanging into nothingness. She steps forward.
Is she still fucking huge?
No, she is maybe 6 foot. A thin figure, almost emaciated, with skin that seems almost skeletal in nature and yet ethereal. There's a beauty to it. Her skin is pale, and it looks as if instead of veins running through her, you can see like black writhing veins, I'll say. Black writhing veins that go from her hands up. And she steps forward. I am sorry, child. I did not mean to scare you. I see that she has imprinted upon you too.
Yes. We were going to bring her to you before that happened, but...
She chose her time of birth. None could stop it. I only wish I could have been there. And she reaches out, not to the child, but to you two, and she touches her hands to your cheeks. And as she does, all of you will see this. Again, the barrier of the mind is gone. You see a city, white with blue tops. Fran, you recognize this as the Kingdom United, but it is an abstract of itself. It has a high wall around it that you all know instantly as Fran would know it. The wall, the mountains, the crown. The natural barrier between the Kingdom United and the others, and you watch as it crumbles. You watch as entities with tendrils for faces reach up to the sky in unison, 5 of them.
Is this the same vision that Seraphina was seeing?
This is different. These 5 entities reach up, and a pale blue light reaches into the sky, creating a dome of protection. You saw the white light go out, and then you were left with nothing. But in this case, you see the dome appear and the ships in the distance. But in this case, the city is gone. But you are gone with it. You are in the sky. You see orbs of light, not suns, but places hovering as the city travels, fleeing its location. But as it does, you can feel a hand reach out. And you see large black spindles, like fingers, wrap around the dome and grab it, halting it. You see all in the city lunge forward. In some cases, people are thrown miles ahead, splattering against cities. They were going at the speed of light and stopped, and everyone inside continued. And the hand pulls back. And as it does, almost like a small snow globe, you see the face of your child. And she opens her mouth as it turns into that of a giant arachnid and consumes the city. You see the city consumed, goes down and into her stomach. But in her stomach, you see hands that begin to squeeze the city. And not just the city, that whole area you saw gone is essentially been picked up and moved, and you watch as it is crushed to nothingness. and there is anger. There is rage. There is infernal desire. As she weeps. And from that, there is nothing. You go back to Ethlo, the planet that you are on, the place of your existence, and you see this in the sky. She's so big that she appears in the sky, reaching out to something, grabbing it. Fran, you lay on the ground. You feel the weight of horns on your head as you lay there tired. Seraphina, you are on the beach beside Fran, looking up. Gragnar, you do not recognize your form. You are large, draconic, black teeth and skin as you hold down one of the kings under your claws. Seraphina, your flesh is white and scaled. You have a slight snout, but it is still recognizably humanoid. Sam, you stand with the head of a king in your hand. His eyes cold, the tendrils is what you're holding him by as it hangs upside down, the body lay at your feet. Garum lies against a tree. His blade through a king and the king's blade through him. There are hundreds of people mid-combat who stop and watch. Gragnar, it suddenly skips ahead for you and everyone else you see from his perspective as he walks forward. You watch as Fran's body begins to turn to stone. And you reach out over him. And in true Draconic and in true Inferno, you speak. And the blazing flame that consumes Fran reaches up into you. And suddenly, your draconic form fades. And you stand as a almost 10-foot tall dragonborn with a crown of fire above your head. Fran, the horns on your head begin to fade away and you gasp for life. Seraphina, you feel yourself grow old. And as you see Fran grow old beside you, you, however, reach a peak. Fran continues to age by you as you see moments of your life in which you are happy. But you soon find yourself alone. All passing before you. Sam, you find yourself sailing the seas, guiding your people and leading them. But not before a war ravages the seas. You stand your ground and you lead your people justly till the very end. Fran, you lead the life of a man who's all for his family, but trying to keep the world off of its edge. And as you all see these moments, suddenly you're pulled back to the present.
What did I just see?
The child in your arms, Fran, no longer looks scared. They look determined. And they step down out of your hands. And you realize that they are taller than they were. The child before you was originally looked like they were about 5 years old, and now they look like they're about 10. Arachne looks at you all. The most likely scenario.
I thought it was not going to be that way.
It is the most likely scenario, not the one that will happen. I'm offering you this gift. For once you know of the future, you can change it. You must realize that, again, these are just threads to be pulled upon.
What are we supposed to do?
And Arachne cocks her head. What do you mean?
Where do we begin?
Probably
Raise.
Mark, Yvonne, honestly.
The war will be global. Build your power. And build your peoples. Sam.
Yeah.
You will be known as the Child of the Sea, but you will also be known as the Pearl of the Oceans. Some will see you as a goddess, others as a treacherous monster leading the people astray. But you must unite your people, or else you will not succeed. Fran and Seraphina, you must decide what to do with your kingdoms respectfully. You can keep them, you can cast them aside, you can gut them, but your decision will also decide the fates. Ragnar, you've already taken the steps to building your kingdom. Cultivate it and make your people feel safe so that they may defend you and yours as you have defended them. You are the children of dragons, the children of man, the children of chaos, and the children of the sea. And again, she peels herself away, and you see legs reach out from her face. Spiderly legs, thin and metallic as it rips out. And she is bigger now, about double your size. And she looks down at you, an entire spider, arachnid, no female anything, just giant. And you hear in your minds, and the child must be raised. For how they are raised will decide how this all goes. Both intended and unintended. Her knowledge of your disdain for gods, though not all, cost me this. And you see that she lifts up her leg, and you see that a part of it is gone, and it hasn't come back. This child is destruction. They are not a concept, but the embodiment of. A simple step down. If she wills the destruction of existence, it will come. For that is an omen of war. But if she wills the destruction of those who wish harm, then only they shall fall in your fight.
So you're saying we can prevent the war?
Oh no, child. The war will happen. The gods and the dreamers and the concepts will it. A purge of everything, a creation of anew, but how much is purged, how much is destroyed and reborn will be decided by you and your actions. Do not think yourselves inadequate. The child chose you for this. The child knows that you care, and they care for you. If you raise it to be an indiscriminate killer, then they will gladly choose. But if you raise it to be discreet and to make those decisions, it will do its best to abide. All I must say is, you must be careful. If you are not careful, then the world ending will be the least of your worries. What do y'all say or think to this? Again, the barriers between your minds are gone. So anything you're thinking in this moment is what you say. There is no filter.
Oh, there's
Don't-
no filter. Literally the first thought everybody's getting from Gragnar is like, did she also come from a rock?
God damn it. So Sam's thinking like specifically about what she said earlier about how essentially we're going to need to all cultivate our positions in order to actually survive this, and her coming more to terms with the reality that she's going to have to go back to the sea and claim that throne.
Ron's only thought is they will not grow up to be a weapon. I won't allow that.
All right.
Still
But
cost
anyways,
$50.
Serafina, what were you saying before you got disconnected?
I can't lose anymore.
So, I have can't lose any more. Child will not grow up a weapon. Is she born from a rock? 2. And solidifying my position,
Our position. Thank you.
or our positions necessary. All right. These are the 4 thoughts that you feel echo from your minds and then are immediately consumed by something. And that something being the entity standing before you. And as it is consumed, you realize it's not Arachne that consumes these thoughts. It is a child of what appears to be 10 years old standing before you. You saw her grow instantly, and her eyes are pale white as she stares blankly downward. And then she looks up, but she's not looking at anyone directly. What is my name?
Lynette.
You say it, and as it said, it's almost as if it like a breath pulled from your lungs. The name Lynette pulls from you.
Oh.
And you see her take a deep breath. Is that my full name?
Lynette Allison.
She again, as you speak, again, it's almost like it's pulled from your breath. Who are you?
Ron Alistair.
Serafina Alistair.
She looks to you, Sam.
I'm Sam.
She looks to Gragnar.
I'm Gragnar.
And she looks to Garum.
Who's currently passed out.
Yeah, she looks to Garum as if waiting, and after about 5 or 10 seconds, she raises her hand and she flicks something away. You watch as Garum shifts for a second, and he takes a deep
the
gasp
child
of
that's
breath.
in there?
Yep.
Yes.
You watch as Garum takes a deep gasp of breath. And he goes to try to stand up with no limb there, and she
Oh, man.
waves her hand again. And you watch as the space where his arm was shifts. and your memories shift. You remember him losing his leg, but the idea of him losing his arm is gone. Almost like it was erased. And he suddenly is holding himself up. And she walks over to him. What is your name? Garum. Garum Whitefang. And you watch as Garum looks up at her. And there's a moment of recognition in his eyes. And she sees his leg. She waves again. And he has his leg again. The memory of him losing his leg is gone. You remember him being struck through the chest. You remember him being knocked unconscious. You remember him bleeding and dying. But the idea of the lost limbs is gone. And it's almost like you never thought about it. You don't recall it being a lost limb. There's this scratch at the back of your brain, the idea that Garum had lost something important.
Does he have his arm and leg back?
That's not what you think. You think he's always had his arm and leg.
Oh.
This is the embodiment of destruction. Capable of destroying any concept, idea, or thing. It's not that you thought he got his limbs back. It's you're questioning why he has them without knowing why you're questioning that. The child before
Wait, the leg
you.
too?
Wait, I'm
Yes.
confused.
She hit Control Z.
She eradicated, destroyed the idea and the history behind him losing his limbs so that he could look her in the eye.
Okay.
You have the embodiment of destruction before you, capable of eradicating and destroying and causing things to cease existence at the core concept. If this child wished for the very idea of a circle to cease to exist, no such thing would exist in any form. You might have an oval, you might have an elongated sphere, but the idea of a circle would cease to exist. If she found a person to lack use and she was a tyrant, she could erase their very existence and no one would ever question it. This realization is almost spoon-fed to you, not by her, but by Arachne. To the point that you remember when you first saw Arachne in the castle, you remember that she didn't have a hand. She has always never had a hand. And the child looks at you all, and she looks exhausted. She looks tired. And she begins to cry.
Fron's going to
I'm
comfort her.
gonna. Oh, I was gonna say I kneel down and hold my arms out to her.
She runs to you both. And she hugs you and embraces you. And she cries. Like a child cries, where you don't know why, they can't explain why. Even the echoes of thoughts coming from her are just that echoes of confusion and discomfort. She echoes the idea of Garum's leg being gone to you, but you don't recall that. She echoes the memory of it being gone and her being confused as to why it's back. She echoes the feeling that there is something inside of her separate from her and yet the same. And for a split second, the idea of what stood before you asking your names might not have been her. What do you do? What is the first thought that crosses your mind in this moment?
So you're saying we think the name, what we think the entity that was asking our names wasn't her?
It's almost as if it's two different personalities. There's the crying child and the one who asked for information and knowledge. You're not sure if they're different, but the idea crosses your mind.
You gotta stop asking me what's the first thing that comes to mind, because it's not good every single time.
Ragnar, why don't you go first?
Oh, God. I wonder if dragon meat tastes good on a sandwich. Am I a cannibal?
God damn it.
Am I a cannibal?
I'm thinking, are there maybe two personalities?
Are there two personalities? Sam?
She's not really even thinking anything. She's just sitting there really confused.
Confusion. And Fran. No filtering. I know Fran is naturally a filter. No filtering.
That's the thing. Zero things are going through his mind. Like, in this moment, can you just so I can get a grasp of it one more time? Can you tell me exactly what they're thinking, since we can hear it? Exactly.
The child?
Yes.
They are confused. They're tired. They're scared. They seem to be calm and frustrated at the same time that they are confused and scared. You hear a voice that echoes the ideas of Garam's leg being erased and wondering how they did it, while also wondering how it's still there. You hear the voices that echo in the dozens, almost like a scared child just lashing at thoughts.
So, first thing that comes to mind is, you can lean on me. Everything is loud right now. Everything is scary right now. But you can lean on me. You can lean on your mother. And we will protect you. I will not let them have you.
Now, because that's such a long thought, and we're dealing with how children react to these things, I summarized it. The first part is word for word. You can lean on me, and then they hear loud and scary, lean on me. Or lean on us, because you said multiple people. And no one will have you. No one will take you. Okay. The shorter the immediate thought process is, the more literal they'll take it. The longer, the more they'll summarize, because that's how kids are.
Unfortunately, Fran is not the type to think a simple thought.
No, I understand that, but that's also why I said don't filter, because Fran is also the type to try to filter his thoughts for the situation, because he cares enough to do so. With this moment, they nuzzle into the two of you. Arachne, she sits watching, her head tilting side to side. She calls out to the governess, who this entire time has been sitting in a prayer stance. And she stands up, she turns around, she does not look at Arachne. She looks to the ground with her hands up in kind of almost like you would present something. Arachne looks to her. What are your thoughts on them?
On Arachne?
No, Arachne is asking the governess what her thoughts on you are. They are broken. They have complicated pasts, and they have done many a wrong. But they are good people. And they wish to be better and to continue to do so, though they do not always speak knowledgeably. Arachne turns to look at you all. You passed my tests prior. Consider this my next one. Please raise my child, as she has chosen you. But if you raise her wrong, then she will decide your fate. And she again turns to the governess, walks up to her, and you watch as one of her other 5 hands goes up to her forehead. And with the tip of her nail, she carves the symbol of Loth into her forehead. Blood trickling down her face. And then she takes with her other 2 hands, as this one carves, she holds her head still, and the other 2 hands reach into her mouth. You hear the cracking of bone, you hear the splitting of flesh, as Arachne climbs in to the governess's body.
Oh.
Huh?
And you watch as the governess stands, her eyes rolled back, her hair white turns black.
She did say this is something she wanted.
And eventually, you hear a crunching noise as you watch her back split open.
Oh. To get them spade legs?
From behind her does come arachnid legs. You watch as a drider with the appearance of the governess peels out from her drow flesh. And you watch as this woman who stood before you about 5'10" is now about 10'6" in height.
Hey, yo.
Her arms peel back as the flesh that was the governess falls to the ground. And the marking is now a black, almost tattoo-like mark on her head. And you hear the voice of the goddess, not from the governess, but from all around you. My new high priestess. My word will be spoken through you, as your tongue is mine. Your lips are mine, your eyes are mine, and your ears are mine. And if you shall break this vow, you will lose them all. You hear the governess with tears down her cheeks. I accept. Follow the child and her guardians and help them in the war to come.
Ooh.
This is the word of your goddess. And the governess, as this drider leans down, she places her hands, palms up on the ground, her arachnid legs out, and she bows to you. No, she bows to the child. The embers of war are to come.
Oh, DM, before we end, can I make a request to have the conversation with Sam's father that we were going to have?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Seraphina also needed to talk to Sam after that.
Oh, yeah.
Ron is going to be
Okay.
spending some one-on-one time with their new child, so.
We will say,
She's gonna do that with you.
we will say that a day goes by after this scenario. Y'all are on the ship as it's getting ready. You're told that it will take at least a day to get all the resources together for y'all to head out to Dar Kivan. Let's see. You are all sitting on the ship. We'll start with Sam and your father. You come back from the temple, essentially, and it's been a couple hours. And you finally have time to talk with your dad. He is currently telling people how to move crates, where to go. He seems to have a skip in his step. But when he sees you, there's a flicker of something.
Are you free to talk?
Anytime and every time. And again, he looks to be about your age now. His voice isn't as nearly as ragged.
And that
as
makes
it
her
was.
feel weird.
That is
She's-
a little weird.
She's
It's
older than
weird.
him.
Ugh. That's your daddy.
That's your
That's your
granddaddy.
daddy.
Is he hot?
Hey,
Hey,
For
Yeah.
step
a
off my
man who's
man.
been on,
Step
who's been on
hey.
the sea and started balding around the age of 20, he looks pretty good.
Hey, yo.
He's got a bit of a toilet bowl
James
going
came into
on.
my fucking mind. I don't know why.
You.
He wears a hat. Oh, he wears like a cap of sorts. But like when he takes it off to wipe it away, even though he's 40, he's got like a clean bald like toilet.
You don't
bowl.
want to get somebody with the fucking Friar Tuck haircut. You don't want that. My eyes.
See, unlike Triton, he will whoop your ass for it. Child of I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's like,
he will whoop your ass. And you see him kind of go, want to talk in the captain's quarters?
And she's already like walking towards that. So
And he follows. As you get up into the captain's quarters, you can actually see that like things had been rearranged a bit. Very obviously, like Doc had done some organizing in order for him to kind of lead everybody where he needed to. Him being the concept of mad doctors, this is most definitely not his forte, so he definitely was stretching himself to take care of you guys in this way. But you can see that like he had the ship charted, and he's even got a course charted for Dara Kivan. You see there's a little paperweight sitting on there that holds dozens of cigarettes, just dozens in it, just chain smoking out the ass. And you
got
don't
into my
smell
stash.
it. You don't smell it in the ship. You smell it outside your captain's quarters, but you don't smell it inside, as if he's like smoking outside to make sure he doesn't fuck with you guys while you're unconscious. But your father, he sits down and he reaches under the table and pulls out some booze. We found some stashed booze. Hope you don't mind, but we've been kind of drinking it to get on by. And he pours a glass for you and pours a glass for him.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Who brought you back?
Yanti. With the help of I think it was his wife. I was being flailed for a while. They would carve at my flesh. They would and he kind of looks out a bit as if he's staring out at the memory of something. They had me. My debt was being paid, and this woman showed up. The demon second-guessed her, and she splattered them. Just turned to mist. And, he went to take me out. I said I wasn't leaving without Rose. And he takes his glass shakingly and he drinks it. I saw her. I saw Rose. She wasn't being tormented. She was tormenting. I was there for 3-4 days maybe a week here. I don't know, but for me, it was years. I can't imagine how long she's been down there. Decades for us, but it felt like it would have been hundreds of years for her, and she had a knife in her hand and she was carving at someone, singing the praises of Asmodeus. When I tried to get her out, when I tried to run forward, Yanti stopped me, and she saw me. I've never looked at anyone like that before, like I was less than. But I'd keep that to myself if it was nothing else, but it was the person standing next to her. He was rotting through and through. A broken horn. He was rotting.
Oh.
He wrapped his arm around her. And he gave her a kiss on her forehead. And she mouthed that she would see us soon. She was covered in blood.
Shit.
And he looked at me, Sam. And he said, "We'll see our daughter soon." He knows about you, Sam.
Oh no. Oh no.
You talk about Asmodeus as if he's some childish vagrant, childish monster who just acts on impulse, and I don't think that's the case. I think he was having fun. And I think he's done with the fun, Sam. I've been looking after this ship for 3 days, and I cannot explain to you how happy I am to see you again, but also how scared I am for you, Sam. My debt is paid to Asmodeus as far as he's concerned. But he knows about you. And I think he's going to do everything he can to break you all. He shakingly pours another drink. You've never seen your father truly terrified. Like, even in the face of death, in the face of eternal damnation, he was sad that he'd be leaving you behind. But this is the look of a man who has seen hell, who has seen and been tormented for a very long time. And to see Rose, the woman he cared about, become a monster. And gleefully so. To see Asmodeus embrace her like he would his own child, and teaching her how to torment others. There is an irreversible chill that runs through your spine. What do you say?
She takes a minute and she's looking out the window at the back of her cabin. And tears are gonna slowly just start running down her cheek, but she's trying really hard to keep her composure. as much as I want to react to this, I have to admit this is nothing new. He was going to find out eventually. And it's not like we're running from him anymore. We're fighting. And we're expanding our position every single day, but this is becoming so much bigger than us. Not only do I learn who he is to me, but I also learn who my real mother is and what that means for me, and that now I'm responsible for a whole other kingdom. Or expected to be responsible for a whole other kingdom. And with every passing day, with all this bullshit piling on top of us, it's kind of hard to fear that anymore. It's kind of hard to fear death anymore. Because we've seen worse than that already. You've seen worse than that already. I'm really happy you're back. And I'm sorry I can't help her. But I can try to help prevent that happening to any of us.
And Sinner looks up to you with a half-hearted smile. I'm glad for that. Glad for that. But just be careful. I don't think for any of you that you know what he's capable of. This is a fucking drop in the bucket, I'm sure. But and he stands up, he knocks back his drink, he slams it down. I need to work on the ship.
You say you don't think we know what he's capable of. And you're right. But I don't think he knows quite what we're capable of yet, and I think that's what scares him.
He, for the first time since he disappeared, and the second time in your entire life, he walks up to you and he takes a knee and he places a hand on your cheek. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. And he stands up. Permission for dismissal, Captain.
Permission granted.
He turns around and he steps out. And I need you to make a perception check.
Ooh. Can I use my passive as a 15? Would that be enough?
You can use your passive.
Okay.
He turns around and he leaves, and as he does, you see from the collar of his shirt and from the sleeves that are rolled down to his elbows, which he never wore sleeves before. This is the first time you've actually ever seen him wear sleeves. You see scars across his flesh. And not small scars. You see on his neck with his hair very short, you see what looks like scalped scars, like scars that have grown over flesh that was peeled away. The type of stuff you see when people are tortured. And you watch him leave as you notice these marks.
Before he leaves, I'm going to walk up behind him and stop him and try to turn him around, and I'm going to hug him.
You do. Stands a bit surprised. You've never been one to embrace him in the past, unless you were a small child. And he hugs you back, holds you for a little bit, and then pulls himself away. You can feel the shaking in him. He smiles at you, and he goes back out to the ship. Immediately starts yelling at the crew like he would any other time. Again, that masking that you're so used to now with him that you realize he's been doing for decades. What is the last thoughts that crossed your mind, Sam?
My last thought is, I hope I'm right too. And now I'm going to go try to find Seraphina.
Alrighty.
I'm with Fran and Lynette.
Yep.
All right. So, Seraphina, you said you were someone you wanted to talk to as well.
Yeah.
Whom are you looking for?
Well, it was Sam that I wanted to talk to.
Okay. So, as you're with Lynette and Fran, Sam, you come to their door. What do you do?
I'll just knock gently.
You hear a gentle tap at the door.
I look up from, I guess, holding Lynette.
Ooh, wait. I have an idea.
What?
Lynette, what do we say to people who kindly knock on the door?
What the fuck do you want?
There you
No.
go. That's my girl. Answer
It's
the
Auntie
question.
Sam. Open the door.
Oh. So we say
Auntie Grandma Sam. Auntie Grandma Sam.
we say
Auntie Grandma Sam.
we say come on in. Only if we want them
Come
to.
on. Are you going to interrupt playtime?
Just for Mom, but Dad can stay.
There's a good solid 30 seconds of silence as this child genuinely contemplates.
I'm coming in. I'm opening the door.
You can come in.
You can't come into doors without permission.
Sam can come in.
Mm. And they make a crunchy face.
I understand. It's okay, Lynette. You know what? If they're gonna invade our space, Fran's gonna get up and pick up Lynette. Then we'll leave. And he's gonna walk away with Lynette. And now you
As you
make
leave,
the
those
face.
Sam's gonna
Make the
reach in her-
face. Make
Without
the
a kiss.
Oh, at mommy kiss.
Mwah.
As you're passing by her, though, Sam's going to reach in her pocket and pull out like a tiny little chocolate and hand it over to Lynette, though.
Lynette looks at it and looks at you. What is the thought process that crosses your mind as you go to hand that gold to them?
Or the
You
candy.
mean chocolate? I'm handing her chocolate.
Yes, but what are you thinking of? What is the reason for handing the chocolate?
Because she's cute and I'm her auntie now. That's all.
You're not trying to bribe her to like you better after this discontent?
I don't know. I don't know.
Are you or are you not? Because you're going to need to roll
A
deception.
little.
All right, roll a deception to hold that thought process to yourself. This child only speaks through mind thingies, so like...
Hold on a minute. I have a high deception, so hold on.
Yeah, but how high is a
I'm just
child's
pulling-
wisdom?
Oh, that's true.
I will tell you, it's the one stat they got.
Because I get a +5 in perception. That is a 17, so 12 plus 5, 17.
Okay. So I'm going to roll, and I want you to know it's a +6 to her roll.
Thanks.
That is matching yours.
Ooh.
So you succeed technically in your deception. But it's not like you would think you would succeed. She knows
Okay.
your intent, but she also sees that you genuinely care. So while she knows that you're trying to bribe her, she accepts the bribe and takes the chocolate. And she looks at you and you hear a voice in your head, and only your head, bribing okay.
And Fran's gonna sit there and
No.
say, what do we say? What do we say to Auntie Sam?
Oh boy.
Sucker.
And Fran walks out.
I'm gonna have to talk to you later.
And yes, you
I
will.
really don't like him. I really don't like him.
Fran or my child?
Anyway, you wanted to talk about something?
Can I make a passive perception on Sam?
That would be an insight. That would be an insight check.
Only because Sam just had that whole ass fucking thing dropped on her, so and I want to see if I notice if she seems off.
Yes, roll an insight check.
That's an 8.
Sam, what is the projection you're giving off right now? What is the perception that you wish for them to receive? Because that's pretty low.
I'm just trying to pass myself off as normal as possible.
They are coming off as normal. There's a little something scratching on the back of your brain, but you can't place it.
Yeah, I did want to talk to you about something pretty important.
Okay.
Involving... Do we want to what?
Oh, do we want to talk about that here or in my quarters? I'm fine with whatever.
If your quarters have not as thin of walls.
Girl, I got you. And then and then she'll take her up to the quarters. Where is Garum right now?
Garum is currently he said he was down talking to Doc.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't in there so we wouldn't be bothered.
Well, it would be okay if he was in there, but either way.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, she'll lead you up to her quarters.
So I wanted to talk to you about something involving Fran.
Okay, go for it. And while she'll invite you to sit down and she'll start pouring us drinks.
And she sits down on wherever you said she could sit.
Yeah, just at the desk. Yeah.
Okay. I know about what Fran asked of you. Whenever.
About if worse comes to worse, what I need to do?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know how I feel about somebody else doing that.
And she'll hand you your drink. And she'll like start knocking hers back and be like, I respect that. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know how I'd feel either.
I would like to be the one to do it if it comes to that.
And she's going to sit down and look like, not gravely at you, but like very wholehearted and like concerned at you and be like, as much as I think that would be right, and as much as I think that would be what should happen in a perfect realm, do you think you'd be able to handle doing that? And don't you think that should be up to Fran? And again, I'm not trying to overstep. I'm not trying to say like, oh, well, he already said in his... You don't think so?
I'm going to have to kill Adonai at some point. And I've already been mentally preparing myself for that. So, if I'm able to do that, then I'll be able to do what I need to for Fran.
Adonai is not Fran, though.
I understand that.
And I'm not
but you know as well as I do how much Adonai meant to me before.
Of course. I can promise you this. If worse comes to worse, I'm going to keep my promise to Fran. That he will be killed, and he will be killed by that dagger, and that will happen.
If I can't do it.
If you can't do it, I will do it. But I will see it done either way.
Okay.
I can't fully promise that you will do it, or that I will let you do it. But it will be done. And if it can be done by you, it will be done by you.
All right.
But I won't promise you anything beyond that because I can't promise you anything beyond. I wish I could.
As long as my husband doesn't suffer any more than he needs to.
Absolutely. And then she's going to lean back in her chair a little bit. So, how's motherhood treating you?
Unexpected.
Yeah, I'll say. Snack was always the one for, spontaneous gifts, but this was probably the worst one thus far.
The axe.
Oh no, I'm talking about the kid. She left that shit. That's the egg she had.
Yeah, that is right. That was from Snack.
Yeah.
Thanks, Snack.
Yeah. Fucker. And then she'll raise her glass up to the sky and knock it back.
How? How? I mean, she seems
also
smart,
for
but-
flavor. Can I say that Daisy's in my office?
Yes. Daisy
Hell
has been
yeah.
camping out in your office, occasionally yeehawing and neehawing while the wolves will howl back.
So, Lynette seems smart, but at the same time, how do you explain to your child that their father might die a horrible death?
I don't know if you can explain that to a child. At least not like her. This is all so much farther beyond anything that we've experienced before, and it keeps getting more and more engrossed by the day.
And now I have to make sure I raise her right. And
It's not just on you though, it's on all of us.
Sam, I'm scared.
And she's gonna grab her hand, she'll reinstate. It's not just on you to raise her right, it's on all of us. Besides, what's one more thing, right?
Well, we have the omen of destruction now.
As if we weren't the omen of destruction before.
Yeah, but
Come on.
but not to this extent.
The writing's always been on the wall. Like I said, it's just another thing. But at least now I have a little niece to bribe every now and again.
Well,
Maybe she goes and rents and gives Auntie her whiskey every now and again. Maybe that's... she's fine.
She's 5.
Her physical appearance is that of a 12-year-old after only being 10 for a day.
She's a child.
Yeah.
But her mental capacities appear to be that of someone around the age of 8 or 9.
Okay. But yeah, she's perfect. That, my mother, sent me out to go get her smokes at that age. She can do that.
I'm not sending my child to go get alcohol and smokes.
No, you won't. I will, though.
Real quick. Fron,
Yes.
as you're spending time with Lynette, you notice that they appear to be kind of semi-paying attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they stand up really quickly. Currently, what room did you take them to?
Well, I figured that we could go back to where the dining room area is, so where cookies at and stuff.
Okay. So as you're in that area, she goes, "One moment," and she stands up and she proceeds to walk over to one of the sailors.
Oh.
"Captain needs smokes."
Oh my god.
And the guy goes, "What? Captain Sam is talking about smokes and booze. She wants smokes. And the guy goes, okay. And he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out like 2 wraps of tobacco. He just hands them to the kid, and the kid goes, thank you. And then they proceed to walk away.
Ron's gonna like
Ron.
follow them, like just watch them, like and follow.
They walk up the steps of the ship. They go past the storage area real quick, and they come out with a dusted bottle. Like, it's obviously been forgotten back there. And they proceed to walk past Doc's door, which you can hear Garum and the Doc talking about something, but it's indiscriminate.
Mm-hmm.
And they walk up the stairs. Then they proceed to walk all the way to the captain's door, and they knock.
Well, they're in our room.
Oh, they go to your room and they knock.
No, I thought we were in the captain's
No,
quarters.
we were in the captain's quarters.
Yeah, we
Oh,
went
They
to
go
the
up to the
my bad, I'm
captain's
sorry.
door. They
Yeah.
go up to the captain's door and they knock.
Hello?
Ron's just standing in the back.
I'm gonna go and open the door.
And they hold 2 cigarette wraps and an old bottle of fire brew.
And Sam's gonna start cackling, and she's gonna hold out her arms. She's like, "Come to Auntie, baby."
And she doesn't come to you. She goes and puts them on the table. And she puts the 2 cigarettes there as well. And she looks at you, Sam, and she looks at Serafina. And there is a glint of something.
Do you want us to roll an insight?
No. I'll make sure Daddy lives. And then she turns around and she walks out.
And Fran's just standing off in the back, like thumbs up. They did good, right? They did good. And then Fran like picks them up and he's like, all right, back downstairs. I'm going to teach you what chess is.
And then Sam's gonna like go up behind Serafina and like whisper in her ear and be like, "Little ears, you got to be careful about that one."
So she heard all of that. Okay.
Apparently.
I'm gonna have to talk to her about that too, I suppose. You know, I thought I was ready for motherhood, and now. Oh,
Well, I
God.
never thought I would be in motherhood at all, but look at me. Around you 4 little babies.
Hey. I'm only sometimes a brat.
And then she's gonna take the glass out of your hand and like knock it back. Be like, "Is there anything else?"
Let me double check my notes. I think that was it, but.
Ragnar in the chat was like, sometimes.
Sometimes.
We live in a society.
So you want to know the crazy thing? I have Grandeur to it.
Oh, yeah, no, he messaged me. It's fucked.
What's he doing?
What is he
Okay,
doing?
so I don't know what this is gonna do. Neither does Grandeur. He's gonna do it anyway. So I was digging through my bag, and I have one thing of holy water left. Right.
Uh-huh.
And I also have bottled hellfire.
Oh, that's right. Uh-huh.
He's gonna see what happens if you mix one of them. They mix them together.
God damn it.
You're gonna blow a hole in the damn ship.
If you blow a hole in my ship, I swear to
I'll
God.
pay for it. It's fine.
You can't pay
I
for
want you to
something
know-
that's under the water.
I want you to know that holy water is the holy water from the Demon Hunter, which is a specific type of holy water made to fight demons.
Mm-hmm.
While
I have 3
you
vials of bottled hellfire.
Mhm.
So
How many bottles of hellfire and bottles of holy water are you mixing together?
I only have 1 bottle of holy water left. I used all the other ones.
Do you pour the holy water into the hellfire, or do you pour the hellfire into the holy water?
I don't think fire is gonna pour, so Gragnar's thought process is definitely pour. No. Damn, that's hard. Hold on, what spells do I have?
I would also like to go talk to Garum at some point.
Okay, we will have you talk to him after this resolves.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna message Fran real quick.
Oh no.
God damn
1 or
it.
2.
R.I.P.
One
my
and
old
two.
room.
1 or 2. I need to decide something.
Huh? Oh, one?
All right,
2.
cool. Oh no. Oh,
The
no.
child says 2.
Who's? Oh no.
You know what?
Can you
Combine
guys-
it together.
can you guys-
3.
That does not help. Can you pick one? I'm going with the first answer.
Oh, okay. I thought your answer was good.
Probably the worst answer. Probably the worst answer. Pouring the hellfire into the holy water.
I really hate that you're doing this right
Oh. So,
Oh no.
while everyone is having their deep contemplative moments, you hear what sounds like thunder crackling. It shakes the ship, and then suddenly there's silence. Ragnar, from your perspective, there is an implosion. The air is pulled from your lungs. It hurts as if everything is being pulled in. The door is sucked in. Everything in the place sucks into the center, and then suddenly blown back. The door is blown out. The air, the window in your room is blown out, and suddenly the thunder crackling turns into a loud booming sound. You see in the vial
Mm-hmm.
is the same type of obsidian structure made from Oren's dead body when he died.
Wait.
Oh.
Like the fucking dagger?
No, you see
Oh.
the stone,
The obsidian.
the obsidian, what is known as Hell's Obsidian, which is surprising because for Hell to be made of obsidian, that would mean that at some point heaven invaded. But in this case, it is the idea of pouring the flame onto it, meaning that what is hell may have at one point been heaven. You don't really think about this too much, but it's a thought process that crosses your mind because you recognize it. You recognize its smell. You recognize its taste. And as you touch it,
Black salt?
it is black salt.
No way.
Shit! I totally forgot about that!
Yeah.
Holy
Oh my god!
It feels as if there's something missing, but you recognize the taste. And the minute that you taste it, because I'm assuming that you taste it because you're Gragnar, I need you to make a wisdom save.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that!
Oh shit! Why am I rolling good on wisdom save? 16.
You get a flash, an image of brimstone, and for a split second, your mind goes blank, as if everything is turned off, and then you're back.
Remember, the
No
Cupid likes to
Osmodeus?
distribute that.
No Osmodeus, but there's something missing. You know that black salt, you make the connection of black salt, but you know that black salt inhibits, it causes people to listen to specific other entities and commands. It makes them subservient. This is your brain being scientific for the first time in a long time, because you are very scientific, despite how crazy everything could be. Something is missing. This has the effect of loosening thoughts. This has the effect of making you a blank slate for a split second, but it doesn't allow other people to intervene or to control you. So you've made the first part of black salt.
The weird thing is I remember you saying that this shit grew, we found it in Dark Ivan before. Which
Yes.
also concerning.
You found, in Dark Ivan, y'all had found bags of black salt that were essentially stolen from up top.
Okay, never mind then. I thought it was like.
But you
or
also-
something.
But you also have had either one of the reasons you were so hyper aware of it is that you recognize it as something that can affect people's mental state. It is something that you have seen other kobolds mine out. The casts above you, the slave casts, they have mined out black salt before, but you don't know where it goes or what it's about.
Well, I have a fucking black rock now. God, I wonder what happens if I do it the other way around.
Oh my god!
Hey, Fran, you got any fucking...
You just imploded the room.
It's fine,
down,
it's already
figure-
broken.
So wait,
Fucking
hang on. I have a question. Did we hear the boom?
I would
Yes,
assume so.
yes,
Yeah.
all of you heard it.
So Fran is gonna run over to Gragnar's room and be like, "What the fuck happened?"
So there.
rock.
Oh,
Sam is also going to run and try to find the source of that.
It takes y'all a second, but like after going down, y'all all like if you're looking for where that came from, you find Ragnar with a pile of shit in the middle of the room, and he's dug his way through it, and like you find that in the center he's holding this stone. Ragnar, this stone is hot. Like without your fire resistance, this would burn you.
hot potato.
Does Seraphina recognize it as the same material?
Roll a. Fran would recall
Yeah, I was
it
like, would
immediately.
Fran know? Yeah,
Fran would know immediately because you've had unfortunate psychic connection with this thing before.
correct.
But Seraphina, you need to make a history. We'll say history because you're trying to recall it.
Okay.
History check.
That is a 12.
You look at it and it looks similar to like the chunks of stone that like Fran had to carry around with him, gave him nightmares. But you don't know if it is the same. You just know that Ragnar, with an explosion, created it.
Ragnar, why do you have that?
Fran's gonna take a step back.
So
That needs to
I
get
was
off the
digging-
ship.
I was digging through my bag, and I have hellfire, and I had holy water, and I just wondered what happens if you mix them together.
Fran is immediately going to pick up Lynette and leave.
When you go to pick up Lynette, she doesn't budge. She is almost stuck to the ground and she is staring at that stone. And she will take a step towards it.
No.
Lynette,
She
We
will
don't
take
touch-
another step towards
We
it.
do not touch strange stones.
And all you hear is hungry.
I'm gonna slide it in my bag of holding.
If you're
You
hungry,
watch-
we will go get you something else to eat.
You watch as she begins taking step by step, and you can
I'm
hear
going to go ahead.
you can hear her footsteps almost like stones themselves across the floor. Her mouth goes from that of a normal child's mouth to splitting like that of an arachnid.
I'm gonna stand in between her and Gragnar and kneel down to her. Please do not touch the stone.
Roll a wisdom save.
19 plus 1 is a 20.
God damn.
All right, you beat her. She rolled a 10 plus 6. She almost looks as if she's salivating over it. And her mind has gone blank for a second, and she pulls herself back. And she looks at Gragnar, she looks at you, she looks at Fran, and she's like, I'm hungry.
What are you hungry for?
Black salt.
Why?
Why?
Don't know. Hungry.
I'm just gonna slide it into my bag.
Lynette,
Hmm?
when you see other things you might be hungry for, please let us know first before you try to eat it.
Okay. I'll try to remember.
I'm gonna
And she-
hold her there for a moment. I need you to remember that, please.
Okay. And she appears to have regressed, actually, back to being like 6 in height. It appears that wherever her mental capacity goes, her body follows.
Are you okay? You good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try looking through my inventory real quick.
DM.
Yes.
Quick question. Would Fron know how to prepare a meal using black salt where the effects wouldn't be as negative?
Yes and no. The amount of black salt used is really what decides the effectiveness of it, but even a small dose of a gram or two can cause people to be affected to the suggestion of others.
Okay.
Can I make an Arcana check to see why she would be hungry for that?
Sure, make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Yes.
What is 7 plus 5? 11? No. 12?
That's 12. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, then that's. Oh shit! What did I say the first one was? 12.
12. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then this one was an 11 plus 5, so 16. So then yes, 12.
Okay. You start thinking about prepping food, you start thinking about Arcana and things like that, and then something clicks. You don't ever remember feeding her.
Well, we've only had her for a day,
Yep.
or not even a day.
But you remember setting her down at a table a couple of times. You remember handing her a plate, but you don't remember what was put on the plate. In fact, it's almost like nothing was ever put on the plate, that she just sat there smiling. Again, it's as if you gave her a plate like you would give someone a plate with food, but there was no food on it.
So is it like I don't remember what was given to her, or she just didn't have anything?
You're not sure. The 12 Arcana won't allow you to understand exactly.
Okay.
You just recall
Since
that
I'm
her,
the one who would have prepared it, can I try to recall that?
you remember being in the kitchen. You remember talking with her, playing with her. But the things that you were doing, you were chopping air. You were preparing air, and you remember setting it down. And I need you to make a wisdom save for me, Fran.
Oh, bet. Hang on. My wisdom's not bad. Where's my dice? There it is. That's an 18.
The things she eats cease to exist.
Oh.
Oh,
You remember prepping a meal, but you don't remember cutting up any food or anything like that. So the things that she ate cease to exist.
Fran's going
Does
to.
Fran?
Yeah, Fran pulls that information. So
I'm going to immediately go into my room and look for Yanti's journal.
I'm gonna do something that's not gonna be okay. Fran's going to.
You leave, and you can do that.
Fran is going to lean down. You're hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get you something to eat. And he's going to pick her up and take her to the dining room away from everyone. Sit her down.
What are you doing?
And from his satchel, he's going to pull out black salt.
Oh.
Because he
Has
has black salt.
You pull
It makes
out
sense.
what looks to be processed black salt, which is essentially a black powder similar to pepper.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's usually used in the Kingdom of the United. They use black salt instead of pepper. Like pepper exists, but they do not use pepper. And you produce it. How do you give it to them?
Stay right here. I'm just gonna go get something for you. And he looks for the most, like, tasteless thing that he can find. So like a celery. The celery tends to like take on whatever flavor.
There's no taste.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
taste. It's mostly water.
You find
Gosh.
you find a thing of celery, like a bunch of celery. Not a bunch of, but a bunch of celery. Goddamn English language.
So Fran is going to
A bundle. There we
Yeah.
go. A bundle of celery.
Fran is gonna grab the celery and he is gonna pull out his journal real quick and he's going to draw a stick of celery and then close the book. And he has a marker on his book of where he drew it. So it is there. And he's going to sprinkle a little bit, like maybe like the tiniest pinch of black salt and say, take a bite and tell me what you think.
Okay. And she takes it and she holds it and you can see that she smells it for a second. And again, she starts salivating. She goes, "Can I eat?"
You eat this because Daddy gave it to you.
And she ravages it. She tears into it. Her mouth splits open like that of a spider, and she tears into it. She hunches over it like an animal hungry. And are you trying to recall that you gave them this celery?
Yes.
Wisdom save with disadvantage.
That is a 21.
Damn.
And that is a 17.
The DC was a 20.
Damn. Celery
You need to
doesn't
have
exist
near perfect control of your mind to recall. You are close. You are so close. You're like, there's something. I gave you something. It was food. It was something. And you see the vial sitting on the desk, and you recognize the vial, and you're like, why is my black salt vial out? And
It's a
you
pouch
look
and
in
I
the
have it in
bag.
my hand.
Okay, so you have multiple of these vials in your bag, and you recognize it as a black salt vial, but you only remember having. Why would you pull out the one that was empty, the one that didn't have anything in it?
Oh.
And on top of that, you see that they look like they've got crumbs on their face, and you recognize celery crumbs, but you remember giving them some. But I didn't give you celery. Did I? I came here with the intent to do something.
I wiped their face. And then I just grabbed the vial and I'm like, huh, that's weird. And I put it away.
And as you go to wipe their face, you put it away. You hear something.
Mm.
You hear bones cracking
Oh.
behind you.
Oh.
And you turn around, and there's your kid, 16 years of age.
Oh.
Oh.
I think I got bigger.
You sure did, buddy.
Do you have any more of the black stuff?
Not right now. You just ate, right? No.
And you say that, but you don't quite remember if you did give them. You remember you gave them something, but you don't remember what.
What? Why do you want the black stuff so bad?
Black salt tastes good.
Does it do anything to you?
It tastes good. Fran, make a wisdom save.
Fuck.
19, 20, 21.
You match each other.
Ooh.
She is unintentionally trying to compel you to give her black salt, and technically, she succeeds.
Oh.
Technically, I succeed in stopping that.
You want to give her black salt. There's an edge of your brain saying not to, and you're not sure why.
I don't want to give her black salt. I'm just asking her why she wants it.
But she is unintentionally trying to compel you. That's what I'm saying. It is a matched number of you equally want to give it to her, but you equally are unsure as to why. And so I will leave the final decision on whether you give it to her or not to you, Fran.
No, I think I'm out, actually. That was probably my last vial.
And she looks at you, and she tilts her head. But you have 5 more in your bag.
Do I? I don't remember having 5 more. I remember having 1. It was like a little pouch.
No, there's 5 vials in your bag. And you remember having 5 vials in your bag.
Oh.
Not a pouch anymore, but vials.
Oh, this is gonna get fucky.
Why are there vials in my bag? I only have pouches.
Can I have one? And she holds out her hand, and there's this blank stare that she's giving you.
Well, it looks like you've already had one, which is why there's an empty one, because I don't eat black salt. So if you've already had one, I can't give you any more.
And she sits there, and for a second she flickers, and she goes from the 16-year-old to a 12-year-old. And then she flickers again, and she's 10. Okay, Dad. Okay.
Okay.
Damn it.
So, that being said, why don't we go play some games? Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And as she steps down, it's almost as if something at the corner of your mind says that there's still something sitting in that seat. It's itching at the back of your brain, and it is staring at you.
I look
The
at
child
the seat.
before you look at the seat, and there's nothing there. There's nothing at the seat. It felt like something scratching at the back of your brain, but the minute you go to focus on it, it's gone.
Arcana check.
Go ahead, roll Arcana check with advantage because of your particular background.
20.
There is a flicker of a much older woman with white hair sitting in that seat. For just a split second, you see what looks like your child fully grown sitting there. And she's glaring at the child.
Glaring, like angry?
Frustrated. And it's gone. The minute you see it, the minute it's gone. It is not something, and it was see-through. It was like the idea of something was being erased, and it was frustrated with being erased.
Oh, I think
So Fran is going to pick her up
Mm-hmm.
and sit her down like on a chair, and then he's gonna get like eye level with her. Lynette,
Yes?
are you happy?
I am. You all good parents. So I'm happy.
You don't have to be. You can tell me if you are or aren't. If you communicate to me how you're feeling, or if you're honest with me, then I can help you. Remember?
But if I get angry, things disappear.
Well,
Like shipmate.
have you gotten angry at shipmates?
One.
which one?
Who?
Was it Cookie?
Even
Oh,
if we've
no.
ever asked, it's not like we would be able to remember.
He punched you.
He punched me.
Was it Victor? Whatever the fuck his name was?
You don't know. Fran, you run through your mind, and you don't recall anyone punching you, and you don't recall anyone physically hitting you. You do remember... Was it a day? No. A week? No. A month? No. At some point, you had a sore cheek, but you don't recall it. You don't remember it. And then it crosses your mind, how long have you been in port?
Hmm.
Was it Aaron?
Hmm?
Aaron?
What's up?
Was it Garam?
No,
You remember
we heard
Garum.
Garum.
He's the last one who punched you.
No,
As far as you remember.
So Garum was having a conversation with Doc, so I don't think it's Garum.
Okay.
Garum still exists.
Okay.
He punched you, so I made him go away.
Well,
Was it?
just because
I
somebody
was
makes
hungry.
just because somebody makes us angry, doesn't mean we make them go away.
What about bad things?
What kind of bad things? What do you define as a bad thing?
Daddy dying?
Where did you hear that?
Didn't hear. So,
I'm not going anywhere. I have you and
You
your
did.
mother to protect.
you did.
I did.
Multiple times. You leave the port, you go, you get war, and you die. And I eat everything. And we end up back in port, and then you go to war, and then you die.
Oh.
And I go back. I bring it all back. I bring it all back.
How long has this been going on?
Timey-wimey!
So
You become devil, then you become God, then you become king, then you become madman.
Oh
And I keep
no!
I keep eating. I send back. I eat myself. I eat everything. But I'm still hungry.
what are you?
God damn it.
And Braun is sitting there. He's not showing any real no surprise or no fear or nothing like that. He looks more concerned for them. So you've been experiencing these things over and over and over again. Is that correct?
I don't want Daddy to die.
I understand, but have you been experiencing this by yourself this entire time?
No.
Who's been with you?
Grandpa?
And who is Grandpa?
He make things crazy. He showed me how to go back.
Chaos.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm. You apologize all the time, but you don't need to.
No.
You don't choose to die. You choose to lead. You choose to help people.
I'm gonna throw up.
I'm gonna start crying again.
When you eat the black salt, does it make you feel in control?
Eating black salt makes it easier to erase myself.
Why would you want to erase yourself?
And she stops and she stares. It's a 1,000-yard stare. First time I go back, I don't erase myself. You all scared. You all fight. I consume. then I go back again and I try to erase just part. But it not work. If I go back to be me now, then things work better. Then you exist. No one died for a very long time.
Have you told anyone else this?
Try, but always end same.
Oh.
Having to eat. Told Garum first. Garum best scenario. He keeps secret. But then Osmodius get Garum.
Oh, fuck.
Then I have to eat. I tell you. You kill Osmodius. Osmodius consume you. Eat. I tell Mom. Mom go crazy. Eat. I tell Ragnar good for a very long time. But then he become God.
Oh.
And he had to eat because with knowledge he become God of destruction, not God of dragons. I tell Sam. Sam killed by Osmodius. Then I eat. Better if we stay in port.
We can't stay here forever.
Everybody lives in port.
Not everyone. What about what about our families? I still want to see Yolanda. I still
They
want to see
all
Aang.
alive right now while we stay in port. We leave port, everyone die.
Where are they right now?
Where did you take them?
They're still in the dining room. They're away from everyone.
Yeah, they're still in the dining
Okay.
area.
So I'm gonna come back out with Yanti's journal, and I guess I come in to hear that.
Yes.
So what's wrong?
Nothing.
And your mouth begins to split. Reset.
No,
Reset it.
we don't have to.
Everyone die. We stay in port. Everyone live.
What happens if we leave port?
You go to war. You always go to war.
Well, yes, we've been preparing for that.
But it's war. You kill and get killed. It is war. And you see her age up a bit. She goes to about the age of 15 in physical appearance. And there's lines across her face. Even though her height, her appearance is that of a child, you see what appears to be just a flicker of age. Everybody dies.
Lynette, and I'm gonna put the journal down on the table near Fran, and then I'm gonna kneel down next to her, I guess, where she's sitting. People die, but that's okay. It's normal.
Have one more idea.
Okay.
Seraphina, as you hold her, I need you to make a dex save.
Okay. Advantage, disadvantage, or just straight dex?
Just straight dex save.
That is a 15 plus 2, 17.
Fuck. Nat 20.
Oh.
You remember being born without an arm.
What?
You lost your arm.
If I
Which
reset
one?
your left arm. If I reset and then I consume me, only you, even if war happened, destruction can't. I reset, and she's going to take a bite out of Fran.
Oh,
Wait, I'm so confused. What?
they ripped off your arm, girl, and now they're biting me.
You were born without an arm.
What?
Serafina was born without an arm. She's always only had one arm.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I need you
Yay,
to make
we all match. Yay.
I need you to make a deck save, Ron.
Oh, shit. Okay. 1 second. My dex isn't bad.
I'm just confused on what she's saying. Like, what?
She has an idea. 21. No, wait, save?
You.
Is it a save?
Is she?
Yep.
Oh,
Is
hang
she
on.
taking the
18,
arm that had the gold on it?
23, 24, 25, 26.
Yes.
26.
26.
I got a 19
So she
plus
took-
7.
She took my arm that had the gold on it.
Yes. She misses, and Ron, she only takes a few fingers.
Oh, jeez.
You've only ever had 2 fingers on your left hand. And then she proceeds to step back from you all, and she opens her mouth. And suddenly she's not a child, she's a grown woman. Wrapped around the child, holding her, whispering into her ear. As everything with her one breath in goes black.
What's going on?
And then you awake. Fran, Serafina, you are standing.
Are our bodies okay?
You're standing in your room. Playing with your child. As Sam comes into the room. Sam, what did you want to speak with them about?
I was coming to talk to Serafina. Okay, finger on nose. Finger on nose, real goddamn quick. Real goddamn quick. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
So
Is she
it's just a
recording
repeat.
before all of that?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we still have our arms and shit?
You have your arms and shit because you've reset.
Okay, so the conversation that me and Serafina had never happened.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm coming to talk to Serafina.
And before
Alright.
Ragnar fucking...
Now
Yep, before
that makes it
Ragnar-
the other way.
I blame you for this, Ragnar. This is...
Okay.
Ragnar.
blame-
Ragnar, when you go to mix it, nothing happens.
Huh.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
Oh, I hate this so fucking much.
You, Sam, you and Serafina go off to talk.
We're never gonna get to Tadaki.
And Fran,
Yeah? What?
your child stops playing with you for a second and gives you a hug.
Oh. Oh, I give a hug back.
I love you, Daddy.
Oh, go ahead and get rid of the
Oh, of course I love you back. What's going on? What's wrong, Lynette?
Reset.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you
This
too.
is the only one I haven't tried yet.
Oh? What do you mean? What is it the game? I thought we played this game before. Maybe it's a different game.
And Fran, you're talking with the red egg.
What?
What?
You're talking to the red egg, and you don't really recall why. You just remember that when you had talked with the governess, she had given you an egg, and you had talked to the goddess saying that it was something important, an emissary of sorts, but it hadn't hatched yet.
I'm going to throw up. I am so sick of it.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
And you're holding the
sick of
egg,
it.
but you feel like you need to just comfort for some reason.
I hold the egg like to my chest, and I guess Seraphina would just hear me say, "I love you too."
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in, I guess, as you do that. Or no, I'm with Sam. Wait.
You walked out the door, you heard him say, "I love you too," and then you turn around, you're like, "What do you love you?"
What are you doing?
I'm just saying, "I love you too."
So, okay, hold on. In this, finger on nose, in this timeline, we've had the egg.
The entire time.
And me, okay, do me and Fran hear what's going on with the egg, or is it just Fran right now? I'm so fucking confused.
Fran simply remembers saying, "I love you," but not as for what reason or why.
Okay, and we already talked with Arachne about keeping the egg?
Yep, she said you could keep the egg.
Okay. Oh god, I fucking hate this. Yeah, I'm gonna walk in. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Are you happy we have the egg?
Yeah. It kind of feels like having a kid. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, but a spider is a kid?
I mean, yeah?
I'm hurting. I'm hurting.
You know, at
It's too
first,
much.
at first I was, the idea of a spider being a kid would, scare me. But for some reason, it doesn't really scare me that much anymore, especially after talking to Arachne about it. It's just kind of like a cooler idea, but you know how we were talking about names
nose
before?
again, I'm sorry. Yeah, finger on nose again, I'm sorry. So, were we all there, or was it just Fran that talked with Arachne?
You were all there. You all had talked to her.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
So,
Yeah.
you know how we
Also-
were talking about names before?
For the twins, yeah.
Yeah, for the twins. We have names chosen for the twins, but I really like the name Lynette, and I don't know what to do with it.
That is a pretty name.
And he's gonna, pat the top of the egg. Well, for now, the egg is gonna be Lynette.
Oh, if you're gonna name it, you're gonna get attached to it.
I'm already attached to it, and I'm attached to you, and you're attached to me, and we're stuck together.
Yeah, you're right.
Got me gonna be sitting on that egg at night. Just you watch.
So how'd your talk with Sam go?
Well, I talked with her about what you originally talked with her about, with worst comes
that.
to worst.
Well, that's just worst case scenario, and I have hope.
Can I be honest?
Yeah?
I don't know what I feel.
About the whole scenario, or...
Yeah, it's like it's like I had an idea of what I felt, and then suddenly it was gone. It was a really strong emotion, but I don't remember.
Well, we'll just try to pull that memory back.
Do you want to go downstairs and get something from Cookie?
Sure. And Fran's gonna get up, but then stop for a second. I'll step out in a second. I'll be right there.
Okay, are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just give me a minute.
Okay, and she's gonna start leaving.
I want to do a wisdom save. Or a wisdom.
Ooh.
I want to recall something that doesn't seem right.
Roll.
Oh, that's good. It was an 18 on the dice, and my wisdom is a +2, so 20.
Ron, Seraphina leaves, you shut the door ever so gently. And for a split second, you feel arms wrapped around you. And you hear, "I love you, Daddy." As you turn around really quickly, you see the egg leaning against the bed. And there's this longing. This memory of something that isn't there. And kind of a little bit of a pit in your heart. But for a split second, the image of a grown woman with drow-like features and white hair, red eyes, stands in front of you. And then she's gone. Just a concept.
Do I
Like
hold that image in my head?
Roll one more wisdom save to try to hold on to it.
That's a 17.
You hold on to the eyes. Soft, caring, tired, and loving. You hold on to what crosses your mind as your daughter's eyes. But you're not sure why.
Ron is immediately going to pull out his notebook, see a drawing of a celery, turn the page, and start drawing the eyes as quickly as possible.
On the page where the celery is the page that you would draw because it's no longer there.
Ooh, okay.
You draw the eyes as detailed and as crazily as you can.
I can roll performance.
Go ahead, roll performance, but it is an intense, almost like you're trying to grasp onto something that's faded away.
Bet. Nat 20 plus 14.
Jesus,
34.
Ron, you find yourself drawing. You draw the first eye, you start drawing the second eye, and before you know it, you start compulsively on the floor in front of you, hands down, scribbling as quickly as you can the visage that is on your memory before it slips from you. The eyes are so detailed, and then you get to the ears and the hair and the face. And before you know it, you have the visage. You have the image of your child. And as you see that picture before you, the idea of who this is slips away. It's so very important, but it feels like somebody is just pulling at it.
So I have the image, but I can't remember anything else.
Correct.
This is just an image.
it is not just there is an emotional attachment to this. There is a parental feel of caring, but you don't know who it is. All the emotions that would go into caring for your child are here, but there is no one to attach them to.
Fran is going to bookmark the page and then close it. And it's I don't know how to describe the feeling of like your chest feels heavy. Like you
like what we're feeling right now.
yeah, like you want to cry, but you don't know why.
I want to cry.
Your final gift from your child is that everyone gets a inspiration.
Oh.
Everyone gets an inspiration, something to use to better your future.
I got 2 of them now. I spent 1 last time.
Gragnar, when you mix, nothing happens, but you smell black salt when you do it. You smell it. You realize all the things you realized before, that you may be in the first steps of being able to recreate black salt. And then whether or not that's a good thing, you're not sure. But there's no big explosion. There is no problem.
What the fuck? That's fucking weird. I feel like
One of the futures, I will tell you this, in one of the futures, Gragnar perfects black salt and uses it in war.
Oh.
The future that he created, the obsidian, led to the new God King, Ragnar, who, after his friends were killed, he ravaged the land, spreading black salt in order to drive all mad. And he became the god of this lost land. So she removed black salt so that you don't become the tyrant that you hate.
So black salt is no longer a thing.
Black salt is a thing, but Ragnar did not in this moment create it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes
Because he poured the water on top of the obsidian, or on top of the hellfire in this version. It never crossed your mind to pour it the other way.
I feel like something more should have happened. Oh, whatever.
Well, I was gonna go talk to Garo about parenthood, but
Hiram actually runs into you two as you're walking by, and he has brand new limbs. His limbs aren't back, but they are artificer limbs given to him by the Drow.
hey,
And he stretches. He goes, "They feel weird."
I imagine they're going to for a while.
But matching weapon with my wife, and you watch as the hand flips back and it becomes a blade.
Oh shit!
Oh, I was kind of hoping it'd be a gun.
Gay. That's real fucking gay.
And he flips it back, and he looks at his leg again from his knee down. It's now this artificer limb, and it's just. It looks like the exoskeleton of insects, but in the shape of his limbs, and it just looks weird on him because you're not used to seeing it, and he's not used to using it.
Looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
I feel like I needed to talk to you about something, but I don't even remember what it. I've been forgetting a lot of things lately.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I do need to go ahead and let y'all know we'll be heading out in an hour.
Oh, already?
I mean, we've been here for about 2 days and on the deck, so I mean, it's about time to head out.
Okay. Do we have preparations? Do we have...
Everything's done. Governess has gone ahead and given us everything that we need to go.
Okay. I'm glad you're still with us.
Glad to be kicking. Let's go get your mom. and let's go figure out what we need to do. We need to talk to Gragnar because he hasn't really given us any information on the Dardak Yvonne outside of what you guys have told me in the past.
Oh, yeah. I don't know much about there, but yeah, Gragnar would.
All right. Well, oh.
I want you to know Fran is tucking in the egg in bed and then walking out.
Give me a little kiss.
Yes, actually.
I want you to know something.
No kiss.
There is one other change in this world.
Oh.
Garum no longer has the carve of Bahamut in his forehead.
What?
What?
Instead, he wears a pendant. And the pendant is known to all of you because he's very openly stated that he feels a strong connection, almost familial, with a goddess of destruction. But it is a destruction and rebirth.
So he's no longer a follower of Bahamut?
He was friends with a lot of followers because of where he grew up, and he even worked in the castle for your mother as the head of security, as the head of her guard, but he was a follower of the goddess Lynette.
Oh.
Of destruction and rebirth, who was said to consume the sorrows of man in order to bring forth the best possible world.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm so over it. Over it.
My baby grew up to be a great goddess, and she bullies Garum.
He has carried her pendant with him since the beginning. Instead of the pendant of Bahamut, that is what he has. And he has always been someone for whom said he felt a familiar bond with her.
Wait, so then how is
Though
he Dragonborn?
Yeah.
He is a Dragonborn because
Oh,
your
wait.
mother turned him by
That's right. That was an
accident.
accident, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Question. Is he still a broken oath paladin?
he is.
But with who?
He made an oath to protect Seraphina's mother, and it broke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
And-
okay. Okay.
And through
I was thinking
Lynette,
that it was tied to still Bahamut, but
yeah, through
I mean,
Lynette,
technically
he
it
has found-
was, but
Yeah. Through Lynette, he has then, because oaths don't need to be made to gods. All that matters is that he failed to keep up his oath.
got it. Okay.
And in his moment of dire distress and failure, he found a temple of Lynette. In fact, that's where you found him. You didn't find him in the gutters of the city. You found him in the temple of Lynette where you guys were taken in.
oh, we're gonna retcon stuff now. This is gonna be confusing.
No, wait, Yolanda's
this
a
way.
follower of Lynette now? Because that's the only church
Yes.
that was in Lake Town.
Wait, so then what about Welkin?
Welkin is still alive.
Wait, what about my hand?
Your hand is but flesh.
Oh no, we're retconning things! Oh
Wait, what about Yolanda?
Yolanda has still grown old as she has retired long ago.
no! Oh, this is gonna get real confusing.
That's it. That's all the changes.
That's all. Yeah, okay. That's not the plot point of what's happening.
Well,
Fuck.
that's a predicament.
And Hermes has been one of your greatest benefactors.
He's just side now.
Disgusting. Absolutely.
Ragnar, you had to do it. You had to.
Do I still have my 3 elixirs?
See?
You do have your 3 elixirs
Okay.
because that was your wedding. And you
Okay.
have those
This is
elixirs.
your fault.
The funny thing, we
Yeah?
were gonna end the session. It was gonna be perfectly fine, and I was like, "What the fuck's in my inventory?" I was like,
Yeah,
"I still have a holy water." Hey, we finally got ourselves an evil Ragnar one.
Oh my god.
God.
So, for those who
This was
want the
too
details,
much.
What?
for those who want the details, when you were killed, Welkin was able to bring you back without sacrificing her life.
Oh, me?
Mhm.
Yes. You were still talk shit to Osmodeus. You still got paled through.
Yeah.
But Welkin was able to bring you back. She is weaker, which is why Yolanda is older. But she is not dead.
She was dead? She was dead?
She had passed.
Tell me! Yes, he did! He literally asked the gods, what
He
about
did!
Yolanda?
She made it to your wedding day.
Yeah, we did not confirm nor deny if she was dead, but she was there. But
Uh-oh.
He's alive
She's
now.
not dead. Just kidding.
I should have gone without that information, DM.
The world went no, and then this happened.
retconning.
It's fine. I made some fancy salt, and we went
Wait.
back a save.
Would anyone else be alive?
Oh.
Nope.
We killed a lot of people.
Oh.
He said, nope.
Yolanda's
No.
kicking. Everyone else who died is still dead.
Insight check.
On the
No.
DM?
You can't insight the DM. You can't do it.
It's with disadvantage with a -20.
Hang on.
I can use my
Minus a 0. I rolled a nat 20 on that too.
It's 20 and then it is 0, and it's like, all right. It's like, I want you to know how much that made me fucking giggle, because you're like, I rolled nat 20. Wait, that's -0.
No, it's 0.
0.
I'm fucking dying if I use my
No,
fucking
wait.
inspiration. God damn it.
With insight check, hang on. Hang on. My insight is a 7. DM.
Man, it's such a nice day in the Underdark today.
How do you know it's daytime? Excuse you.
That's the insight you got.
We haven't seen the sun in like a month.
Today's a terrible day for rain.
Oh, no. Not seeing the sun so bad.
Well,
Anyway,
are we calling it that? What's going on? I'm so
what is
confused.
going on is you are now sailing to Dara Kivan.
Okay.
Castaways.
Okay.
I mean, I imagine this is
Wait.
also how Luke comes
Ahoy
back.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke does show up eventually, and it has been retconned that while he left of his own will, and then he came back.
Do we remember Gerdak? I better fucking remember Gerdak.
You remember Gerdak. Gerdak was there. Everything that happened in the city and up to that point happened.
Okay.
So you remember Gerdak.
Okay.
Gerdak isn't gone. I'm not going to do
Good.
that.
But
y'all.
you're saying
God, no.
Luke leaving. I'm so confused now.
He left of his own regard rather than being taken.
I'm gonna
Okay.
need a DM synopsis of all of the changes, so we
Yeah.
can
Okay.
keep track of
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
One.
No,
I'll say this.
No, I mean like
Write
in
it
writing.
and
In
send it to
Like a
writing.
written
If you
synopsis.
tell us again, we're still gonna be fucking confused.
Yeah, write it down and then send it to us in like the Discord or something. Because oh my
Okay.
god.
Okay. Well,
God damn.
But I say we call it there because I can't
Yeah.
handle another fucking
that's
thing.
too
I
much.
can't-
It's too much.
It's fine. I'll make some more fancy salt. Let's go.
I wanted to force
What salt?
from this
Salt doesn't
campaign.
exist.
I wanted to
That
force.
doesn't exist.
I thought we were gonna have happy Spider Kid and then have happy teams. Not that.
Why did you have to rip away another piece of Fran's like happiness? That was so
Even
fucked
I
up.
was happy. Like
Right.
fuck.
Well,
What you over there eating about? It's your fault.
What What?
Well, I guess I'll do the second outro
You know what?
or some shit.
Hold up.
God.
Hold up. Aaron, if they have twins and you retcon that, I swear to fucking
Dude, I will go down there personally, DM, and I will fuck your shit up.
Twins coming. You have twins coming.
Oh, so right now.
I want you to know. So real quick, let me do this real quick.
Okay.
This retcon was meant to happen based on how you raised her, the time you had with her. You gave her the heart to care about people enough to consume the sorrows. Okay? She's doing the best she can to make it that you have the best chance of survival. There were choices y'all made in the past, such as the death of Welkin, that would have all but confirmed someone would die.
Oh, so everyone's gonna get out now.
This is the best chance you have at everyone getting out. This is from this point forward, this is the best chance you have.
And Hermes is on our side now.
Hermes is on your side because his sister lived.
Oh.
What a dumb hoe.
Oh my god.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. For those of y'all who did. If you want to see more of our trauma, if you want to see more of our trauma and all of the fun adventures in our D&D campaign, you should go check us out on YouTube. It's youtube.com/AASB TTRPG. And if you want to check out any of the other people here, our wonderful DM has a link tree. You could just look up Morphe Time, or you can find them on Twitter. You know where to find me. I'm on YouTube /Apothecary Witch. Seraphina is at twitch.tv/LustriaVT. Gragnar is also on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/literaldemon_. And then our wonderful Sam does their own readings for tarot and has their own little business there on Twitter. If you want to go check them out, they're twitter.com/Rosie_reads123. So
You did it!
I totally didn't have the cheat sheet in front of me.
I sent a link in your chat, but it didn't show up of the card.
That's perfectly fine. In my chat down below is everyone's links. It's their link trees, so you can find everything else that they do. It's awesome, perfect, good to go. But yes, thank you guys for tuning in. Everyone say bye-bye and say twama!
Twama!
Y'all have a wonderful night.